Hello and welcome to SmallCap Spotlight. This is the YouTube channel where we cast the spotlight on small cap companies and give you a platform to listen to the management at length. Today we'll be casting the spotlight on Voler Cars, a company that's headed towards the IPO, and we have with us the management, Vikas Parasrampuria, the whole-time director, as well as Ankit Toshniwal, the CFO of the company. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. And I want to rewind back to 2010 when the company was not called Voler Cars, but it was called Jamuna Travels. So tell us a bit about the evolution of the company the last 5 years, those key points that turned out to be growth milestones for the company.
So, first of all, thank you, Mubina, for taking out this time and taking our interview. And as you correctly said, it's very exciting for us to share our story with the world. So, Voler Cars was first, we started with a very humble beginning in 2010 as Jamuna Travels. And right from day one, we were an employee transportation provider. And back in the day, Wipro was our first client and they were very humble. They were very kind to give us this opportunity. And I was very young then when they had put that trust in us. And over the years, we expanded ourselves to multiple different cities such as Hyderabad, Bangalore, Chennai, and then we moved to Delhi, Bangalore, Bombay, Pune, etc. A major pivot happened in our lives in the year 2015 when we changed our name from Jamuna Travels to Voler Car Private Limited at that time. And we introduced the self-drive car rental services in Delhi, and where we were competing with the likes of Zoom and Rev. At that point in time, we raised our first private equity funding, and we were trying to expand ourselves. And of course, the B2B segment was also going in parallel with the self-drive operations. But as we all know, COVID came in, and we had to completely stop that services because we could not bear the brunt of the EMIs, and the travel market was completely at halt. And we decided that we'll only focus on the B2B segment of ours. And then we redefined our segment. We made it completely asset light. Most of the vehicles, we made it, vendor sourced. We focused on optimized fleet utilization, maximized revenue. We streamlined our operations, and we tried to become the leader in the Eastern India. And that's what we did over the years. And we started then expanding again to the western part of the country, which is Bombay, Pune. And we now have expanded recently into the northern part of India, which is Delhi, Ludhiana, Lucknow. So, and now we are trying to foray into the southern part. So this is what has been, more about the company. And of course, we always had a vision to offer reliable, scalable, and cost-efficient employee transportation services to the corporates. Because for the MNCs, it is very important to have their partner who's reliable, who provides a safe solution, because their employees, generally there are female employees who are traveling in the night. So their services has to be reliable, trustworthy, predictable. So for example, if you have like 5,000 employees logging out every night or logging in every night, they need to know that my partner is there. He will provide me the service irrespective of a flood, rainfall, any festivities, traffic incidents. They will be there. They will ensure that my employees are reaching home and from home or office on time. And so this led to the development of our B2B focused model, which allowed the company to scale efficiently while ensuring highest cab utilization rates and cost effectiveness for our corporate clients.
I would like to ask you all about how the company came to be during your career. It's a bit of a personal question, but we like to hear as to at what career point in life did the inception of Jamuna Travels back then happen?
So there are our decision to focus exclusively on the B2B employee transportation is something that differentiates us from the other mobility players, number one, because our focus is just making sure that employees are traveling from home and home to office in a safe, most efficient way, and they are most satisfied. Because when you are sharing a cab with three other people, it's important for you to reach your home in time. You don't reroute or you don't take extra time to travel. And plus, the solution has to be safe, tech driven. For example, if an employee is reaching his or her house at a particular time, there has to be a safe reach confirmation, auto safe reach confirmation, which also tells us that the employee has reached his or her home safely. So when we decided to exit the self drive business in the year 2019, when COVID had hit, uh, employee transportation, uh, uh, that sector was driven by several key factors, which we decided that, okay, we will focus on this. Is one is the higher revenue predictability, because in this business, our cash flows are literally, we can predict the cash flows. We know that what will be our cash flow. There will be no uncertainty because our contracts are long term contracts. And here the price sensitivity is really low because our prices are fixed with the clients for a certain number of years. So there is, and clients also want reliability, as I mentioned earlier. Clients want a safe travel solution, and they are willing to prioritize reliability, safety, and compliance over price. So there is a very low price sensitivity for us. And of course, we saw that in this kind of an environment, we have very sticky clientele, because for Voler, what we have seen is our clients are now with us for 14 years, 10 years, 7 years. So that makes us, that which provides us revenue stability for a company like us. We know that this is going to go forward. We know that we can plan our overheads, employee expenses, and we know that how to be profitable, how to add something really to our bottom line. And of course, the asset light model allows Voler to expand quickly without the burden of fleet ownership. So this is, I think, what it is, where we really thought in our careers that, hey, when the COVID hit, that yeah, from here we will. These are the factors that helped us shape that decision. That, hey, we'll just focus on the B2B mobility division.
You're focusing a lot on B2B employee transportation, and that's something that sets you apart from the other mobility players, especially in the listed space. If you could tell us as to how did this come to be? I mean, you did speak about where you all found that gap. I would like to understand, how will this make you all a differentiator?
So as I mentioned to you just now, that this specialization helps us because there is high revenue predictability. You can predict our cash flows, revenue. We know that where the company will be going from here in 5 years. The price sensitivity, as I told you, is low because corporate clients today prefer compliance, safety, reliability over price. They want their employees to be safe. They want their employees to be happy when they're traveling with us. And of course, with our internal tech and algorithm, the fleet utilization we can also predict, and we have now fleet utilization at the rate of 70-80%. So every car that we run, we have about 70% utilization. Like if there are 4 seats, at least 3 seats are occupied. So that we have been able to achieve significantly in our past few years, which has helped us make us this decision, and that we specialize in this, and this decision of our long term clients and the genesis that we have with our clients. And of course, we know that this model is highly scalable. We are right now only present in Eastern India and Northern and West India. South is one market which is still yet unexplored for us. We are very small there. But Hyderabad, Chennai, Bangalore, where the IT market is huge, where there are a lot of employee commute happening, and of course, tier 2, tier 3 cities as well. So all these put together, we feel that this specialization will benefit us, be it revenue predictability, be it better fleet utilization, and the most important, we can scale. There's like, this industry is huge and we can definitely scale. And today where we are, we can be 10x of what we will be, 10x of where we are. Yes.
I would like to add from where Vikas has ended. This industry, particular B2B industries, is not so price sensitive, unlike B2C industry. So the fluctuations in B2C industries are quite high. So again, it is quite linked to uncertainties also, that there are regulatory uncertainties in B2C segment. Further, unlike B2C, the main problem of this industry is that the idle fleet, which in B2C is huge, is very high, on the higher side. That idle fleet utilization of fleets, those are less in B2C model, because as per the demand, B2C entire segment works. But in B2B, we in advance we plan our fleets so that our reliability and our fleet sizes are quite predictive, and we make sure that ideal spaces are less in our workings.
Okay, now, like you mentioned, you are in the northern markets, in the eastern markets. I think you're entering now Bangalore, Chennai, Hyderabad, and these are the ITES hubs. So, what are the opportunities as well as challenges, of course, that you expect as you enter these markets?
So opportunities, I'd like to say that large RTITS workforce are based out in the southern India. Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Chennai are the hubs for global are the global capacity centers. I would say, like, there are the maximum workforce, most intellectual workforce, and they are there present, and the demand is huge, making them really high demand markets for structured employee transportation. And the growing demand for employee transportation services is something that we are working with. And some of the industry data I would like to tell you here is that the $6.1 billion ETS market is expected to double by $13.2 billion in 2030. So of course this market is going to get doubled, and where we stand and the pie that we are where we stand as a company, we are too small, and with this growth we will certainly be there to benefit from it. And of course there is a sustainability push, the third and important point, by all these IT companies. These companies are looking for also eco-friendly transport solutions where they want electric vehicles to be deployed. And since we were the first ones to establish this EV infra in India in 2017-18 with Cognizant and Tata Motors back then, we understand this EV infrastructure really well, and we can also help them with their sustainability goals, which can reduce the carbon footprints, which can help them put a cost effective eco-friendly solution. So the opportunities is of course the demographics, the growing demand, and the sustainability push, where we are perfectly poised to be perfectly poised, and we can definitely make a huge delta there. And of course I'd like to also answer about the challenges that we have. So challenges, of course, is the one of the challenges I see is the not the established players but the local players, because there are local players who are there present in each of these cities, and they make market penetration for us more challenging. So we need to be advanced in our technology, we need to be advanced with our systems, with our algorithms. We need to offer cost effective solutions, and we need to also have the right kind of manpower, the right kind of governance, so that the client gets a transparent view of his operations. And the second challenge I foresee is the traffic congestion. Managing SLAs is a very big part of a B2B business, where we have to say that 99% of on-time arrival or 99% of on-time departures have to be maintained. So managing the SLAs while optimizing our routes in these cities is something that we are working on with the help of AI-driven route optimization, so that we can manage and navigate the traffic, we can manage efficiently the routes, we can manage also employee satisfaction by reducing their travel time. And third and most important challenge also, which I feel, is the regulatory challenge. Each state has a different permit, different compliance requirement, which needs to be carefully managed. But the kind of team that we have today, I feel that we are really well poised to also address the regulatory compliance, because we understand, after working for 14 years in this space, we understand the challenges and the regulatory requirements. So we definitely can plug all the loopholes, and we can definitely work on all the areas. And we are sure that whichever state we enter, be it the southern India or the tier 2 cities, we will carefully manage everything. So as I say, despite these challenges, Voler's a long-term client relationship, Voler's asset-light model, and our technology-led operations approach gives us a competitive advantage in these high-growth markets.
57% of the urban workforce, as per a report, is expected to move to tier 2, tier 3 cities. It's almost like a reverse urbanization of sorts. So considering this, what's your plan to expand between the metro and non-metro cities?
Yeah, you are You're right. In fact, what Volerka recognizes this shift and towards the tier two, tier three cities, because most of the people from these tier two, tier three cities today are coming to places like Bangalore, Hyderabad, Delhi, Bombay, and the cost of living is significantly increasing in these cities. So even our clients, they want to have a presence in tier two, tier three cities where their cost of real estate is low, where their cost of manpower is low, and they want to have their presence in these cities. So, having recognized this need of the shift towards tier two, tier three cities, we have a two pronged expansion strategy. One is that we need to be present in the tier one cities so that we have uh, we are present in corporate heavy markets. We have a relationship with the existing clients, be it Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Calcutta, Bombay, Delhi, and gradual entry. The second is the gradual entry in tier two, tier three cities like Surat, Indore, Coimbatore, Ludhiana, Lucknow, where our existing clients are expanding into these locations, where like people like a lot of these IT companies have today expanded in Coimbatore, Vizag, Surat, Indore, Coimbatore. So if we have a good relationship with our clients in these tier one cities, we are surely to get a pie of the business in tier two, tier three cities as well. So this strategy ensures that Voler remains competitive in metros while tapping into the next wave of growth in smaller cities.
I want to understand how the future of your business will look like, because in the next couple of years, we're going to see AI optimizing driving routes. We're seeing it in Q-commerce. We're obviously going to see electric vehicles. How do you plan to integrate these technologies in your operations, and how would it impact costs?
So Voler plans to leverage technology and sustainability. So these are two major focus areas for us, that how do we leverage technology and how do we ensure our sustainability push is there. So number one is, and the three parts of it is, number one is AI driven routing. The second is the EV adoption in most of our contracts for the sustainability. And third is automation, like how much automation can we do. So when I talk about the first point, which is the AI driven routing, enhancing route efficiency is our number one priority. Reducing travel time for our employees who are traveling with us, and optimizing fleet utilization, which helps us have better margins. The second is EV adoption. So EV adoption, we, as I mentioned, sustainability is one of the important goal for our clients and us. Expanding EV fleet, uh, associating with third party vendors for the EV fleets, and integrating charging infrastructure at our client premises. That is something that we feel that will give us a big sustainability push to us and our clients as well. Third, I mentioned automation. Automation is something that we work on, wherein we try to automate our billing, we try to automate our client rating, we're trying to automate our dispatch systems. We use a lot of predictive analytics to understand the routes, understand the trends of the employees, their login, logout times, and real time tracking to improve our SLAs with our client, like our on time departures, our on time arrivals, our client rating. And of course, the asset light model remains intact for us by outsourcing fleet ownership while investing in smart mobility and technology.
Currently, out of your 2,500 odd vehicles, there are just 4 electric vehicles. So, if you could tell us your roadmap for fleet electrification, and also more importantly, how would it work when it comes to your vendor relationships?
So, two things you have to understand, Mubina, here is that in this whole spectrum of the fleet, you have to see that today in India, ICs are still 95% of the total fleet. Only 4-5% penetration of EVs we have been able to do when we look at the total automobile numbers. But with us, what we have done is, out of 2,500, we have most of our fleets are IC, but we are proud to say that we have been able to convert 20% of our fleets to EVs. So when I say 20% of these 20% fleet is outsourced also. It's on an asset light model. So our idea is that, the plan which you asked is scaling up the EV adoption with our vendor partners, leveraging government incentives for EV integration so that our vendors also get a competitive advantage. We also get a competitive advantage. So we are able to offer the EV solutions at a right price. And then we aim for a hybrid fleet with a mix of EV and fuel efficient vehicles, reducing carbon footprint, also being cost effective in the long run. So our our clear idea is that we will have in next 3 to 5 years, we will be moving mostly to EV and hybrid vehicles, which will reduce a lot of our fuel costs, which will make us really competitive, which will give a big push to our sustainability goals. And we will also be able to maintain right relationship with our clients, maintaining a balance between the cost and the fleet that we have.
Now, this entire employee transportation, fleet transportation business is expected to double by 2030 to like almost $13 billion. How are you guys planning to capitalize on this expansion in market size?
The major push in the sector is push towards structured mobility solutions. In current scenarios, companies are in search for vendors who are structured, who has prioritized safety, who are compliant to rules and regulations, who are who has priorities towards safeties and securities, who are reliable, who have proven record of safety and comfort. So this gives us immense opportunity to position us in front of these large corporates, that we have these experience, we have these skills and sets where we can deliver, where we have delivered, and where we are capable of delivering immediately. So these are the few of the factors where we see ourselves prioritized, or in case you can say that we have the what you say is first mover advantage in this industry, where we have proven our records, and we are in a good situation where we can capitalize this market with the upcoming boom, which is quite evident in this industry.
You've achieved roughly 70% cab utilization rates. What are you doing, or what are you planning to do to further optimize these rates while ensuring that you're maintaining service quality as well?
So, Mubina, what happens is that it's a balance. When you increase your occupancy rate, it may so happen that you're forcing one particular employee to travel in a cab and he will reach, say, after 90 minutes. So it's a balance that is between occupancy rates and employee satisfaction. So if we push this or if we stretch this occupancy rates, there could be high rates of employees dissatisfaction. So what we have done and how we have been able to navigate through this is AI powered dynamic routing. So we understand the travel time, we take traffic data, we understand the past, we take some past traffic data, also we take the past travel time in these routes, and there are a lot of other variables that we use to make sure that our routing is dynamic. If we have to increase our occupancy rates in these routes, that should not affect the travel time of the employees. So as I said, it's a balance. And of course, we also have a lot of multi-client route sharing data. So that also comes to us and helps us drive this decision. And last point, I'd say that maybe automate to some part of it, which we have not explored yet, is automated demand forecasting. So once we have also that in place, probably we will be able to shoot up this occupancy, because right now our employee counts are really volatile, because we have not been able to build in a automated demand forecasting model. The moment we have that, I think we should be able to take it from 70% to 80-85%.
Now, of course, this is a market with very low barriers to entry. We are going to have companies that are entering this entire corporate mobility space. I'd like to understand the competitiveness of this market from you, and also how do you leverage your relationships with especially your blue chip clients in this market?
So I believe that it's leveraging a relationship with our clients is that we can, of course, penetrate, as I mentioned previously, we can penetrate into tier 2, tier 3 markets, leveraging our relationship with the existing corporate clients. Second is our deeply integrated SLAs into our DNA. So whenever we take a contract, our focus is on meeting the SLAs, and that is something which is our competitive advantage, wherein we consistently month on month, year on year, whether it's any kind of any kind of an emergency or a BCP situation where it calls for a rain, flood, any kind of festivities, or in fact in COVID, we have been a reliable partner to our clients. So that is something which has helped us, and our service reliability and our focus on women's safety while traveling, and of course, uh, coupled with the tech-driven approach, as I mentioned before, the dynamic routing, the forecasting of demand, making sure that traffic data is also analyzed while routing, etc. This has helped us this has helped us to maintain this our competitive advantage, and also this performance of ours when it comes to the SLA and our tech driven approach makes us leverage our relationship with our clients and helps us expand further.
Do you see the whole work from home or hybrid working environment as a risk for you? If not that, then are there any other risks that you see to your business?
So, today I understand that, there are people who are sort of working in the companies who are working on these hybrid models. But for our clients, what we have seen is our clients want their employees to come back and work from office. And that has been the mandate from the last 2 years. And of course, that is not a challenge I see. I see that as an opportunity because during COVID also, we really pivoted, and instead of employee transportation, we started delivering laptops to a lot of our employees of our clients, and that also added a lot of our revenue and margins. So that is something that is, of course, we don't see it as a potential risk because the number of workforce is increasing, the market is continuously expanding. So even if 10-20% of the workforce is going hybrid or working from home, that does not affect our revenues in any way. And today, most of these companies that we work for, they largely provide support services to come to their clients in America during the night. And for a support service, it's imperative for our clients to bring their employees to the offices and service them like that. And second, other challenges which I feel is, of course, more and more focus on safety because this is a very operations heavy model. More and more focus on employee satisfaction so that employees opt to take the company provided transport. They should feel secure. They should feel reliable. They should feel more and more safe in that particular environment. So, meeting those expectations of our clients' employees is something we feel we, as a company, we take this as a challenge, and we encourage more and more employees to opt for company transport so that our services makes and keeps them happy.
Do you think you can share some long-term goals for the company, financial goals specifically?
So financially, I would not say much here, right? As you know that we are on the bridge of getting into an IPO, but our target is to be present in about 20 plus cities, tier 1, tier 2 in the next 2 years, and bring 30 to 40% revenue growth year on year, and fleet electrification, push our sustainability goals. And fourth and most important, keep the technology at the center to ensure that all our services, all our solutions are powered by technology and artificial intelligence.
Who in your team is helping you achieve those goals?
Financially, Ankit is present. He is the CFO. He is our chief financial officer. And operations and expansion is largely being driven by Sachin, who is not present in the call. He's our chief operating officer and a director in the company.
Okay, Vikas and Ankit, it's been a great chat with you. Thank you so much for joining us today on Small Cap Spotlight. And thank you, viewers, for tuning in. If you've liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button. And for more such small cap companies, hit the subscribe button on Small Cap Spotlight.